These idiots exist all over the world. What is wrong with people? Ugh. Hello YouTube, N64 Fortress here. We've done it at last. The full PS3 Essentials set, English where possible. Now for those of you who are new, or those of you who came along on the journey, you'll know or need to know that when I started collecting my PS3 Essentials, I always aimed and strived to get English versions of the games where possible. Along the way, it came to my attention that a lot more English games existed than were first previously known about or not in the public knowledge. A lot of them released in English language but never made it to the UK. I'll give you some examples like Resident Evil 6. You never see it anywhere, but it is available in English in Portugal. Farming Simulator is another strange one. Never really comes up for sale in the UK unless it's been imported, but you can find it around Europe, particularly places like Poland. So it's just a bizarre mystery really, and it's just something that always intrigued me about the Essentials. I always wanted to have English versions of the game. Now this is a kind of special generation because from this point onwards, I believe, most of the games, if not all, are playable in English. So at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world if you have a foreign cased game, and because you can play the game in English still. So language wise, it's not so much of a barrier. But I come from a time where I collected N64, right? And it's just ingrained in me to have English versions of the game or your multi-language. You know, there's games on that system, for example, like Shadowgate 64. It's very, well, reasonably easy to find in like Italian, for example. But to get UKV, it's like one of the hardest games to find. It's a rarity, it's a unique piece. It was sold in limited volume. So that whole aura of being English and more desirable, it's just stuck with me and it stayed with me for Essentials. Now, I'm not going to claim to be the first person doing this. I did meet somebody along the way, Stu, shout out to Stu, top guy, and he's been collecting Essentials for years, and he himself had the same thought process as I want English versions where they exist, and he'd done an incredible job of cataloguing a lot of games that were available in English that we didn't know about, or I certainly didn't know about. But again, I also provided him with information, the games that I'd found in English that he wasn't aware of, so it was a bit of a two-way thing, and we got it down to basically, I think it's 10 games that aren't available in English to the best of our knowledge. I will caveat that with the best of our knowledge because you never know. Games turned up that, you know, he hadn't come across in years of searching, so you just never know, do you really? But I think we're at that point now. So the total Essentials library is 219, and there's 209 available in English, and then just 10 European exclusives that aren't available in English language. Games like Borderlands 2, Dirt Showdown, weird one, F1 2013, so you can get 2012 and 2014 in English but not 13. That's a real pain. FIFA 18, FIFA 12, games like that, and there's yeah, like I said, 10 in total, and it'd be nice if they're all available in English, but unfortunately not. And then it gets more convoluted because games are available in English, but they just never sold here. Not only that, they seem to be really rare. They didn't sell in high volumes. I'll talk about some of those later on, but it made the task a lot more challenging than it perhaps needed to be. But, you know, I set myself the challenge, and I'm delighted to say I'm finally there now. So without further ado, let's get into the game. Dead or Alive 5, I've been hunting this for the longest time in English. It's terribly difficult to find. I'm not sure if it sold in the UK or not. If it did, extremely low quantities. I ended up finding this in Greece. It was on Vinted. I just did a routine search and there it was. I was delighted to see it. It was in really nice condition. Very English, just how I like it. And yeah, fully complete with the red disc, of course. And so yeah, unfortunately Greece is an awkward territory. Like, I couldn't buy from Greece. Obviously not myself, but Hassan, my friend in Spain, who's helped me a lot on this journey, he was not able to buy. They're connected to other Eastern European countries on Vinted, so like the likes of Romania and countries like that. So unfortunately, I had to look elsewhere to try and get some help. So I went to the PS3 Collectors Facebook group, and a wonderful community of a lot of knowledgeable people and collectors. And I just put a post up saying, is there anyone in Greece who could potentially help me? And then a couple of people put themselves forward, and it was great talking to, you know, a couple of people in the end I landed on a lovely chap called Anastasios, who's a collector. Hope I've got that right. Shout out to Anastasios. What a hero. He said, I'll help you out, and he bought the game for me, and he said, don't worry about the money, just we'll settle up when I get it. And then, so I know at this point I'm in pretty good hands. You know, not many people out there who are out to scam you would lay down the best part of 30 quid up front and not ask for the money initially. And yeah, he got the game. It was up for 25 euros plus post, so just under 30 euros. I'll put some picture on overlay of what it looked like. It was in really good condition. I was really excited about it. These idiots exist all over the world. What is wrong with people? Ugh. Sorry, that's just a hook for the video. But yeah, they sent it to Anastasios in a brown paper bag and a little bit of sellotape wrapped around it, and needless to say it got damaged in transit, which I was absolutely gutted about, and it tarnished what was meant to be a really nice positive moment for me. But yeah, unfortunately the case got punctured there. Now the case isn't punctured now because I've replaced the case with an identical one, but you can still see the rip because the actual sleeve got ripped as well. Absolutely gutted. So, you know, it's just one of those things. I am fussy, so I will keep an eye out for another one, but given how hard it's been to find, I doubt I'll be finding one anytime soon. If you have one of these, by the way, Dead or Alive 5 in English, you've done very well, because it's been like the bane of my life for the Essentials journey to find this in English, hence being the last game. I found Remember Me before that, so just saying. And yeah, he made me aware of the damage, but I said, look, I'm still delighted with it. I'll take it. So in the end, I paid best part of, well, 30 euros plus another £12 or so to send it on to me. So I did offer more. I said, let me buy you a drink or something like that. He said, no, look, I'm a collector. Collector's code. Brilliant of Anastasios like that. I would have paid more. So in the end, I've paid, what, 30 euros plus about £12. So let's say £42. It's obviously a bit less than that, nearer 40 probably. Because he had the... because he paid for the game up front, I thought, you know, I've spoke to this guy back and forth quite a bit, you know, I'm going to trust him. He's put his faith in me to pay him for the game, so I'm going to put my faith in him, and I sent the money gifted on PayPal. I didn't bother paying goods and having to pay fees on top, and lo and behold, he came good. I wouldn't advise doing that. You know, you're probably better off paying goods if you're transacting with somebody anonymous online, really, but, you know, sometimes in this game you get a feel for who's genuine and who's not, and I've been around a long time doing this sort of thing, and I kind of have a good feeling. Who knows, maybe I'll get scammed one day, and I think it has happened before actually, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, in the end it all worked out. So yeah, and the game arrived and it had some stickers on the spine here, and I thought, oh, okay, great, they'll be easy to peel off. There's some special people out there, aren't there? I think it used to be owned by a shop at some point. We put stickers on the spine, but they put the stickers on the actual inlay. They've slid the inlay out and put the stickers on the inlay. Who does that? Why? Like, one, it's more effort. You've got to take the sleeve out to do it. And two, you're potentially damaging the game. Like, why would you do that? Some crazy Greek people out there, man. Like, why? Anyway, so I thought, okay, that'll be easy peel. Started just taking the edge up a little bit. I quickly learned that it was going to be one of them stickers that just comes apart. You'd be there scratching for ages, potentially risk scratching the you know, the sleeve. Absolute no-go. So I had to call on some of my lessons from my N64 days with sticker removals, a little bit of label clean so it soaks up, but really careful, that stuff's potent. Do not let it leak onto the inlay. Just enough for the sticker to absorb it. Wait for that to dry, apply some heat. I used an iron and you know, an old towel just to act as a cushion between the two. Steam off and apply some heat. Wait for that to heat up a little bit, get the tweezers out, and it just peeled off nice and easy, as you'll have seen on overlay. And delighted with the outcome. It's really nice condition now, obviously fully complete, albeit that war story from where it was sent in a paper bag. So shout out to Anastasios, super help, you know, really helped me on this journey. I'm not sure how I would have got this game otherwise. Another one to add to the connections established on this journey. Some wonderful people met along the way. And it just goes to show that if you reach out to these communities, like, you know, you're not alone. There's people out there willing to help you, and, you know, you might meet some nice people along the way and learn something about different cultures and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to Anastasios, and that is the last English game I needed for my full PS3 Essentials set. So I did have a copy of Dead or Alive 5 myself, there it is. This will be for sale now, as this one goes into my collection. So very pleased to be slotting that one in like so. So yeah, this is a multi-language European version. It's got some English, I'm a fighter there, but it's primarily France and other European languages. But it's fully complete. Not an easy game to obtain, so if anyone wants this, if a viewer wants this, I'll give you my best price. It is on my Vinted and eBay at the moment. I believe it's the only one on there because it's such an uncommon Essentials to find. But if you reach out to me directly, I'll give you a better price than what it's listed up there for sure. And yeah, be more than happy to help somebody out on this journey. So yeah, next of all, I just want to address an issue that came up a couple of weeks ago. I had a couple of trolls in the comments who know a little bit about a little bit, and they initially started saying, you're not the first to complete the PS3 Essentials. We're not going down that rabbit hole again, explaining why I'm the first and why, you know, other people aren't. You know, it's not about that. Anyway, when they found out that, you know, they're obviously wrong, then they started getting personal. I guess people are like that on the internet. I called them out to go and speak on another platform like adults, and they didn't want to, obviously. But yeah, the reason for this picture, one, like, I didn't ask for this. This was put together by a viewer for free. They sent it me for free, and you know, I'm grateful for it. What I'm going to do, chuck it in the bin. You know, I think it's pretty good. It's like a bit of channel advertisement. You know, if I didn't do YouTube, that would be coming straight down. You know, I don't want to picture myself in my room for no reason, but it's just like, it's just a bit of advertisement for the channel. So, you know, people were getting really wound up by it, and I'm like, dude, like, if I didn't do YouTube, it wouldn't be there. So just going to put it that way. So I just want to take this opportunity just to go through a couple more of the rarities on this journey, just to summarize, because a lot of these were difficult to track down in English language because they just simply didn't release in the UK. So let's get into some of those then quickly. And I will say there's a lot of games that did release in the UK that are just tough to find, like Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories Only. So this one, presumably just sold in small volumes because they later released GTA 4 Plus episodes. So yeah, really tough one to find that. There's a lot more like that. Just trying to think of some examples now. Bayonetta, I think it did sell over here, but it's really tough to find. Yeah, there's just so many of them. There's a lot of, even the FIFA games aren't exactly easy. Battlefield 4, lots of them, really hard to find. But there was a lot more games that released in English language that didn't sell in the UK. Now, I'd love to speak to a distributor at Sony or the game developers, whoever, the game publishers, and ask why. One, why didn't they sell in the Essentials range in the UK? Two, if you sold them exclusively in other countries, fine, but like, why are they released in English language, not the native language of that country? So take Dishonored, for example. This is terribly difficult to find in English for two reasons. One, it didn't sell in the UK. Look on the back, it says game in English, manual in English, not for supply in the UK. But furthermore, not long after that, the Game of the Year edition came out, so rendered this version useless. So for two reasons, that one's really difficult to find. Call of Juarez the Cartel, from like the Scandinavia territories. Game and manual in English. This product has not been rated by the BBFC and is not suitable for sale in the UK. So yeah, I mean, it's got the PEGI rating on, so later games had PEGI on and were for sale here. So yeah, that one's a mystery to me. If anyone knows the answer to that, please let me know. But yeah, that didn't sell in the UK, so it's tricky to find. But I think that game's only available in English. I've never seen it in any other language other than English, so it's not like an exclusive a game that's available in other languages. That one's just hard to find, full stop, in the Essentials range. WWE 12, which I bought not long ago. This one was from Russia, with love, from Pavel. What a legend. I believe it's sold in Turkey as well, but it's much nicer than the more common German version that you can find. But again, not for sale in the UK, Australia or New Zealand. So I'd just love to know the reasons for it. Like, why are you making it English then? Like, I understand that people in Turkey, people in Russia do speak English. Why wouldn't you just make it in those native languages like other games? It's like you're making the challenge a lot harder for us English collectors, but at the same time it makes the journey more magical, more of a challenge. You know, it wouldn't be as exciting if you could get all of these from CEX, would it? You know, you'd just be buying games and, you know, just hoovering them up without the challenge, the thrill of the chase. Like, part of this journey is the thrill of the chase, the hunt. You know, if you could just say, well, you know, you can go and spend 3,300 quid and just have that on your lap straight away, would you do it? Probably not, but the thrill of the chase makes it a lot more exciting. I have just leaked what my total cost is on the full PS3 Essentials set. Now, I've done some buying and selling along the way, so my buy cost will be higher than that, but my net cost, i.e. after profit that I've made selling some games along the way, is 3,300, which if you divide it by 219 games in total, equates to about £14.95 per game, which is pretty reasonable, I would say, given the amount of rarities in there and given that it's a full English where possible set. Yes, there's games in here that are only a couple of quid in CEX, but you know, like, you know, cheap Lego games and so on, but there's so many rare games in there, like Remember Me, which has a you name your price on it sort of thing. So when you work it out as £14.95 per game, it's a very good price indeed on average. So yeah, really delighted to conclude this journey. This at last will be pretty much the last I talk about this in such great detail, because I want to put it behind me now. It's been a great journey, but I don't want it to be what the channel's solely about. I've got other things going on, which I'll be talking about soon on the channel. Yeah, there's something else to mention actually. So it came to my attention not long ago that FIFA 12, this is an exclusive, so it didn't release in English language to the best of our knowledge. So this one's French, it's got Le Moulier, Le PlayStation 3 or whatever, and then foreign underneath. It's come to my attention that there's a Nordic version of this, so a version that's sold in Scandinavia. It's incredibly rare, really hard to find. I think I saw some box art online, but I haven't seen any physical copies for sale. I've searched and searched, even spoke to people in Scandinavia. They haven't really seen it or can see it on local sites or anything like that. So it's like Dishonored, it must be terribly difficult to find. However, rather than saying Le Moulier, Le PlayStation 3 or whatever, it says the best of PlayStation 3. It says love football and play football in English. But then it has Nordic languages underneath, so it's technically not English, but it's more English than this in terms of that bit. Because it's rare and because it's got more English on than this, I want it, of course I do, but it's not technically a full English game, so I'm never going to count it as an English game over this. However, being me, I will hunt it down, but I'd still say this is the full essential set English where possible, and so on that basis it is complete, but I will behind the scenes try and track down a Nordic version just because it just seems more desirable to me, and I believe it's got Jack Wilshere only on the front rather than some of the, you know, obviously other players, Benzema and whoever that other guy is for AC Milan and Rooney. It's just got Jack Wilshere on, I believe. So yeah, I'd be interested to go down that rabbit hole really when the time comes. So yeah, to the haters out there who were saying, oh, you're not the first to complete the full PS3 Essentials set, let's say you're right. Okay, I'm not the first to complete the full PS3 Essentials set. I'll tell you what, I am the first to get the full PS3 Essentials set, English where possible. That is known out there. Okay, look, there could be somebody, some lone warrior out there without social media that's done it. Fair play, but in the public domain, I'm the only one who's got the full PS3 Essentials set, English where possible. So if you want to take the "you're not the first to do it" away from me, even though that's not correct, I am the first to get English where possible. Talking about full sets, there is another chap in Denmark who's now completed their full PS3 Essentials set. Shout out to Jacob, he recently added his last game that he needed, Vanquish. He's been collecting for a long time. Somebody who helped me along the way, just to vibe off and discuss with. His isn't English where possible, so I am still the first to have done that. But yes, so that's 3 known full PS3 Essentials sets now. And of course, there's a lot of people out there who are terribly close, and there'll be a lot more people to follow in the coming weeks, months, and year, I guess, without a doubt. And yeah, before we wrap this one up then, let's have a little look at the gameplay of Dead or Alive 5 and see what this game's all about and see if it's any good or not. Dead or Alive 5, let's get into it. Ooh. Well, seems alright so far. It's been the bane of my life, this game, to get in English, so yeah, not bad. First trophy. Hiya. I mean, graphically it's superb, look at it, it's great. I mean, this is the beauty of the PS3. It holds up really well, but it's still technically retro. Wow. I still can't figure out these controls. It absolutely frightens me that the computer level goes up to level 8 and we're on like level 3 and I'm still getting wrecked. Ooh, I have that. It feels alright. It's one of these games that you have to get used to combos and pressing the right button to dodge, I guess, because I can't figure it out. But I wasted that opportunity. Let me know your thoughts on Dead or Alive 5. Is this a game that you played back in the day? Are you a master at it and I'm just absolutely awful? Wow, just got wrecked. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on Dead or Alive 5 if you've got any on it. Opinions on it. Always interested to hear. Have that. Finally won a game. Yeah, it seems decent enough game overall. I think it's one that you have to spend some time with to get really good at it because, yeah, I've just tried to pick up and be a demon at it and I'm absolutely useless. So yeah, Dead or Alive 5, pretty good game, very difficult. I mean, I don't know, I'm just a potato, right? I'm no good at it. It seems to me it's not one of them games you can pick up and play and just be a demon at. Time needs to be spent on this, maybe go through the training, which I skipped and so on. It just went straight into fight mode. But it seems pretty good. Like I said, the PS3 holds up really well and it's a very collectible system. And arguably, you know, there's a lot more games out there that never made the Essentials range, sadly, that probably worth exploring as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the not too distant future I do a 180 and start collecting some more PS3. But for now, ultra happy with what I've got. I've got plenty to be getting on with. I have now started Remember Me, but I'm only through the intro. I'm not that far into it. I'm recording this video very early in the week, so I haven't had as much time to play it as I would like. But I'll bring an update on Remember Me in the not too distant future. If you've enjoyed this video, please drop a like. It really helps the channel out. Add a comment, let me know what you think about this game. Did you play Dead or Alive 5 back in the day? Any thoughts on it? Are you on the Essentials journey? Do you need any help? Feel free to reach out to me, I'm always here. If you're new to the channel or a returning viewer and you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, it really helps me out. Thank you for watching everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. It's all about combos, right? Hold it. Come on then. Oh no. Wow. Not easy. Bloody hell, come on. This guy is just relentless. Oh man, I'm so crap at this.